Welcome to Inside the Force. I'm Greg Grunberg, a.k.a. Snap Wexley.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
And we are back at Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Casey Cooley.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. There you go.
All right.
Mustafa.
We are recording this episode, and we're going to do a little more of a condensed version because all we're really going to talk about here is the unbelievable premiere of Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. It aired this past weekend. We've had time to digest it, watch it again, kind of break it down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of break this thing down and talk about it. It was roughly 43 minutes. Pretty awesome stuff. So, first off, there's the main reason, because obviously we can do a quick review, but there's a lot of things in here that to me raise a lot of questions. Indeed. And I want to ask those questions obviously with Casey and see what he thinks about them. But I think because I've obviously come to some conclusions now that I've kind of thought about it over a couple of days, but it's definitely again, we'll get into it, but it's just some of it changed the game a little bit, I think. I mean, it's, because I'll go back to a conversation I know we've had on this show. Mm-hmm. And that's, the era that we're in right now, which is leading up to A New Hope, I guess kind of leading up to Rogue One now, we can say. It just seems like at that time period, we were just led to believe at some point, really, that the Jedi were extinct. Yeah. But it seems like, especially in that opening scene with Ezra, there's no mistake. There's Jedi going on, right?
Yeah.
He's beyond Luke, obviously. Luke's not leaving like that by Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some pretty powerful. Now, we, again, obviously spoilers. If you haven't seen it, we're going to talk about a lot of spoilers in here. But, there's that sense, or there's that knowing of, obviously he found a Sith holocron at the end of Season 2.
Right.
So maybe that's helping him become more powerful.
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. He's getting more of a consistent training than Luke, I think, did.
Very true.
And,
way more training, because he has...
Luke was very sporadic, it seemed. Unless, there's 3 years between 4 and 5, so who knows. But by 5, he didn't know that much. By 6, yeah, just based off how we've seen him in those 3 movies, doesn't seem like he has had much training when compared to Ezra. So, yeah, and I think the Sith holocron, the dark side does, it doesn't make you more powerful than the light side, but it's like faster. Like even I think Kanan says that. It's like
so does Obi-Wan, right? Or no, Yoda says that.
It's busier, more seductive. It gives you results faster, perhaps, but not in the best way, and using hate and anger. So yeah, I think it definitely is a jump. Ezra was doing pretty well at the end of Season 2, but now, yeah, how he mind controlled that guy, that stormtrooper. He's definitely getting into some messed up stuff.
Yeah, and if you remember the premiere of Season 2, how like Vader fighting Vader, it was like not even it was not even a battle at all, But this Ezra, which I failed to look it up because so do we know how much time has gone?
Don't know for sure. I don't think.
Because he looks a lot older.
He looks older, and then Hondo makes the comment like, you've grown up. So I'm led to believe it's 6 months to a year later.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? It's quite a while, and maybe it takes a while for Kanan to grow his beard too. I mean, it takes guys months to do that.
It does, yeah.
That might be a good indication.
Yeah, I do think it's. I mean, Kanan. We're led to believe Ezra in season 1 was 14, 15, right?
Yes,
Because it was 5 years before episode 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So 14. 14.
Yeah. I'd say he's about 16 now.
So yeah, I mean, if the first couple seasons was about a year, I mean that is the 15, 16 age. I mean, you do change a lot at that point, right? So, so that probably is right. He's probably 16 now, which would put it. I mean, we're only 3 years away from episode 4.
3 years away.
A couple years away from, 3 years away from Rogue One as well, right? I mean, that kind of butts up at the same time. Yeah, so the opening scene is a rescue mission for Hondo, who apparently holds a lot of information. They're seeking information that they're expecting to help the rebellion. But what was your reaction to what he did, Ezra?
Ezra with the chicken walker.
With the walker.
That was it was very alarming. It's because
I mean that's straight up dark side stuff.
That's very dark side. You've seen Luke do some force choke stuff in Jedi, but that's its own thing. That's a whole other discussion.
That's a whole other discussion.
But Ezra definitely is channeling the dark side there, like how he makes. I mean, maybe making the stormtrooper turn on his own men is one thing. I mean, that's still pretty dark side, but making him walk off the ledge and murder himself, commit suicide, basically.
Yes,
that's insane. That's not Jedi at all.
I mean, yeah,
it's just faster results, is what it is. It's like, just why not? It's more efficient. Just do that. But it's not the right way.
Yeah, I mean, he's
not good.
Blasting him. I was, and the thing about it is they released most of that clip before, so you saw the intensity already before you even saw the episode. But fast forward just a little bit, he gets back to the ghost, and you see him frustrated a little bit with them questioning it about the mission.
Yeah,
and then this is where it got a little weird. So he gets, behind him in one of the masks or helmets that he has is the Sith holocron that he got from Malachor, and now he easily obviously opens it, which again raises the question that only dark side users can open a Sith holocron, because if I remember correctly, at the end of season 2, the only time it opened was when they actually put it in the weapon.
I have to watch it, but I think he opened it at the very end of it. On the ship, didn't he?
Yeah, correct. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So
in the
prior
temple,
to at the temple, it never opened. It was just opened when it was activated for the weapon. And you're right. So there was a little bit of him opening it, and that's how it ended. Season 2 ended. So he's obviously learned how to open it, and you can tell that there's dark side emotion there, right?
He's very angry.
There's anger. There's frustration.
Yeah.
He's feeling like he doesn't need. He says it later. He doesn't need Kanan anymore.
Yeah, that was a good scene. He even told Kanan, like, maybe you should use the dark side.
Yes,
I mean, it works. That's what he says. That's good
so.
argument.
So right away, I'm like, God, man, is he? So he's definitely flirting with the dark side because he could open it. But then, the strangest thing happened. It started talking to him.
Yeah,
and having a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's not get over the fact that, to me, it sounded just like Asajj Ventress.
It does, yeah. It really does.
What do you think? Is it possible? Is it Asajj Ventress?
I think so. I think because we haven't seen Asajj die, right?
We have not.
She's not dead in any of the books. Comics coming out.
I didn't read Dark Disciple, but I don't think she dies because I'm pretty sure she's got some life in her still. I'm sure Filoni's going to bring her back for sure.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that...
But she was never a Sith.
She wasn't. So
she either becomes a Sith.
One theory that I think might work is that she is somewhere else actually communicating to Ezra through the holocron as a communication device.
Very true. Yes, I can go along with that. Because if you read in the databank on StarWars.com, a Sith holocron is not really described as a recording device or a teaching device like it is a Jedi holocron.
Yeah.
Right? A Jedi holocron uses it as recordings and teachings and explaining the mysteries of the Force and the ways of the Force, so that years later someone can go back and learn that knowledge off of it, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, Ezra, you remember, or Kanan has a Jedi holocron, the one that he found with Obi-Wan, transmitting the recording of Order 66. So a Sith holocron, though, I figured acted the same way, and being Sith teachings that they can. But it seems like it's somehow, like you said, it's a connection between possibly dark side wielders.
Okay, so I'm reading through Dark Disciple, and I don't know if you want to cut this out or not, because I had to find out. She dies in Dark Disciple.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean,
so if you ever read Dark Disciple.
Yeah, so we said spoilers. We said spoilers at the beginning. Sorry.
So I haven't read Dark Disciple, and I hate spoilers, but I had to find out for our sake of our discussion.
Now, is that? I guess that's definitive, right? It's definitive that she. Okay.
Yeah.
Who kills? Does the Jedi?
I haven't read who kills her, so I'm not going to read that part. But it's that she does die. I think it's some battle or something like that. But anyways.
Now, how cool would it be in there that it says her spirit somehow lives in a Sith holocron?
See, that is the weirdest thing. Because that goes against...
Because that's not the Force Ghost necessarily. But it's...
But it's still the idea that the spirit lives on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's... Maybe because she's not Sith, she can do that. She doesn't have that mindset where she can't. Because I think it's all just a mindset thing. I don't know. Because...
Well, Yoda, that's the... It's
the wills thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's
what you have to go through in order to actually live beyond.
You have to get rid of your fear.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had to basically kill himself, his fear self.
Yeah.
So, but you obviously don't have to go through that way to become a Force Ghost based on what Anakin did, right?
Yeah, but we still haven't got an explanation for that.
That's right.
Because it could be totally
and
different.
There is an explanation. I heard Filoni say there is an explanation.
Yeah, so it could be because he's the chosen one.
It could be part of the whole redemption process. Like you're redeemed. That's part of being something like that.
So I was also going to see if I can quickly look up on IMDb in that episode if there is a voice listed for that, an actress listed for that voice. Because... But regardless if it's Asajj, you could also say it sounds like Mother Talzin. But still, the Sith can't live on. They don't live on in spirit form. Although Mother Talzin was a Sith. Yeah, Mother Talzin was a Sith. Asajj isn't Sith. So who the heck knows how they're communicating? Maybe they learned. I don't know, because Lucas has always said this. Filoni's always said it. That's why they didn't include Ghost Darth Vader / Anakin in Force Awakens, because that's not possible. Sith don't do that. It's just really strange. Really strange.
Yeah.
I hope obviously we'll get an answer, I think, because it's too similar sounding.
Well, yeah, and we may not get it in a show or movie, but maybe in an encyclopedia or something Pablo's doing, that this a little deeper explained about how the Force Ghost.
Right, but hopefully we will find out very soon who that voice is and how we are hearing that voice. So I'm trying. We can keep talking, but I'm trying to look on IMDb right here about. Yeah.
It's just it just threw me off because I watched it a couple of times thinking
this might be
if it was like no, it's like it's really answering what he's talking about or having that conversation.
Well, on IMDb, there is a character called Presence, and it's a in parentheses voice, and we hear it's in 2 episodes of that season of Rebels. I'm trying to see what else this actress
Is it
is
2 episodes?
Yes. So I'm trying to see. So the next episode, I guess we'll hear the voice again as well.
In the next episode.
So the actress is Asajj Ventress actress. So
Yeah.
it's Asajj. It's Asajj.
But it could be, is it Asajj or is it just, they just hired the same actress to,
That's come on.
that's pretty, yeah. That's,
I mean,
but how are they going to explain that?
I don't know.
Because she's dead.
I'm just at a loss. I'm throwing everything. I have to unlearn what I've learned.
I see. This is what I'm talking about. This raises a lot of questions, and these are questions
Maybe she's not dead.
These are questions that I'm not hearing or seeing that people are asking.
Really?
You know, it's like,
oh, cool, it's Asajj. All right, cool.
well, I don't know. I haven't
Is
seen
anybody
or
saying that?
I don't know. I haven't watched enough video online to see if anybody is breaking down the episode. But
Maybe she didn't die. Maybe she survived, and she is communicating somewhere or some other location. She's talking to Ezra. Maybe she's working with Darth Maul. Who knows?
But I definitely, like those other guys, her story wasn't finished necessarily, unless Dark Disciple is that finishing story. But
I mean, what would be cool is if Darth Maul somehow switched it and gave Ezra a replica Sith holocron that was a communicator. Who knows? And he's working with Asajj Ventress, and they're talking to him. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Trying to explain it because it's not making sense.
That's crazy. So as we move on, you know, the next big thing is the introduction of a new character, the Bendu.
The Bendu, yes.
Which is on the same planet as the rebel base that they're holding,
Yes.
where all the Navi spiders are.
Yeah.
And Kanan, obviously with a beard now, and obviously with no eyesight, he's kind of separated himself in a sense from the Ghost crew because he's not involved in any missions anymore, and it doesn't seem like he's training Ezra as much anymore. Kind of being on his own, and almost in a sense where he's just complaining and living with the handicap now of not being able to see. So anyway, he gets a calling. As he's meditating and sitting there, and he gets drawn to this voice, which ends up being the Bendu, which is, I mean, I don't know who came up with this, but it is a massive creature.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good things he said, but what do you think about the whole?
It was cool.
Scene.
It reminds me a little bit of like the Mortis kind of a stuff, like these people that purely represent the Force.
Right.
But it's interesting that he's in the middle. He's not either good or bad. He's just a Force user, and he's just it seems like his sole purpose is to represent the middle of this balance. And I hope we get to learn more about what indeed is the balance and what it means to be balanced through him. I hope he comes back, and I feel like the Sith holocron will kind of come back through him in a way. But it was great. The voice actor was great. The former Doctor from Doctor Who.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he's I forget which number he is, but it was just a great performance, and it was an awesome little scene where he just kind of it serves as a new master in a way to Kanan.
Yes,
and I think it's very cool, very exciting.
Yeah, and he brings up an interesting concept about the Sith holocron. You know, he's about how
dark side in general.
Yeah, the whole dark side in general is that this artifact is not what can make you evil. You have to still choose how to act and how to be. Now, it's interesting too when this guy, again, being kind of in the middle of the light and the dark. Yeah. I mean, he's opening this thing as easy as anything too. You know, it's like, they don't really secure those things too well.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess you're right. He's kind of he's just a Force user. Not really. He's not a Jedi. He's not on the light side. He's not on the dark side. But he's in between. Very similar, I guess, to maybe Maz Kanata.
In a way, but I feel like this guy literally is an embodiment of the middle of the Force. Like, I don't think he can be good or he can be bad. I think he just simply exists to represent the middle. Like, he represents, like...
So is he the balance?
He's, like... Seems like he's, like, the center of literally the center of the balance. Like, the balance is going around him in a way. Like, I don't know, it's like on the Ghost of Mortis, you had the dark side son, and you had the light side daughter, and you had the father who seemed like he was kind of a mixture as well, or something in the middle. But
yeah,
that's why I'm curious to see if this character will come back and if he will indeed change or be infected by the holocron or be infected by, because he was woken up by, he said, Kanan's distress or Kanan's conflict or whatever. So
yes.
he feels these tremors and these moments in the Force. So perhaps he will get affected and maybe he'll become a villain or he'll cause some sort of conflict for these characters. I'm very intrigued by what perhaps he will become.
Yes, I am too. I'm not sure how much we're going to see of him, but because it just sounds like with what's happening is, I mean, bases move all the time, right? So obviously we know they end up at Yavin 4, or there's already a group at Yavin 4 or something. I don't know.
There is.
So as we move on into the next kind of segment of the episode, we are introduced to obviously the first appearance by this character in a medium not associated with the books, right?
Yes.
We get Thrawn.
History, man. History.
Yes, we get Thrawn. And I got to admit, it wasn't the dramatic entrance I was expecting
Yes.
to be on the show.
I agree.
Introduced, but we all knew he was coming, so I don't know how much build-up you actually need to reveal him, but no, he
you still feel a presence.
Yeah,
You know, he's
yeah.
definitely intimidating.
So he's introduced and he wants to know about this ghost crew, this rebel crew that's stirring things up here in the galaxy. But yeah, I thought the voice is
Lars Mikkelsen.
Yeah, the acting is perfect, spot on. Okay, so as we go on, it's the really cool part. I think the best part of this. No, well, I say maybe best part. But the best part of this is what the episode is ultimately about, which is Hondo's information.
Yeah,
of a Imperial base that's housing Y-wings. And it's funny how they show the Y-wing and they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, it's a Y. And then Rex knew what it was.
Yeah.
Because they apparently used Y-wings back then maybe or something like that. But yeah, there's a fleet of Y-wings. They're starting to destroy them and they're trying to save them and salvage them. And but what do you think? The concept of the episode basically being that
it's cool. I love that. You know, we've had the episode about the B wings. You know, we have our episode about the Y wings now, and
there's already A wings.
there's A wings around. So,
but there's no X wings, right?
well, Corey was watching it, and he thought he saw something that at least looked like a headhunter. So
yeah, the Z94 or something like that.
Yeah, one Z94 or 95. But so I watched. I just wasn't focusing. I didn't pay attention to it, but the Y wings. I mean, it's cool. Like, well, probably the something that was cooler than the fact that the Y wings were there was what they were going to do with the Y wings. Now they were saying, like, you know, all right, so we're going to use these Y wings. That's going to turn the tide of our battles, that kind of thing. And Hera says that we as in the Ghost Crew, we're not going to keep these Y wings. We're actually going to give them on to General Dodonna's rebel cell or fleet, whatever.
On Yavin 4.
Yavin 4, and I was like, that freaks me out because
awesome.
it's to me, it's basically referencing Rogue One.
Yes.
Because he's the leader of what ultimately becomes the main cell.
Correct. That's right.
One of the leaders of the main cell of rebels, and that I feel like that's showing us that this is going to tie really heavily into Rogue One eventually.
Yeah, because technically at this point still there's no Rebel alliance,
Right.
So he's definitely going to give that stuff to somebody that's kind of in a different cell that has maybe more gear. So again, that changes the tide of episode 4, right? Because what if they never got the Y-Wings? Well, I guess that really wouldn't matter because they all got destroyed anyway, but
sure. But these guys, this Ghost Crew, they did a lot. Like, it's almost enough to where they need to add a scene in episode 4 and say something like, can we just please acknowledge that, like, we got all this stuff from these rebels.
Yeah.
All you see here is because of the Ghost Crew.
Yes.
Like, it's such a huge game changer for the saga films, I think.
I think
crazy backstory.
I think Sabine or Hera, they need to be in episode or in Rogue One somehow.
Man, that'd be
crazy, wouldn't it?
It's got to happen.
Yep, something's gonna happen like that.
Please,
I don't know,
please.
How upset would you be if you saw like a leaked
like a
photo
image
of Hera?
I'd be upset.
I would be upset.
I'd be upset. That's too much.
That's too
Spoilers,
much.
Come on,
that's too much.
But it'd be cool. But I'd be very upset.
So as we kind of go on in this, there's basically it's the rest of the episode is basically a huge attempt to get these Y-Wings because they're destroying them, and Ezra kind of has to change plans based on his actions.
Yeah,
he basically destroys the base
after
after they get what they
it's the dark side.
But to his rescue, Kanan comes and. Did I just do a Yoda? Did I just say Yoda there?
Huh? What? You didn't say Yoda.
No, I said to his rescue, Yoda comes, or Kanan comes.
Yeah.
I just talked like Yoda, didn't I?
Yeah. It's happening.
Wow.
You're becoming.
I didn't think I was able to do that. Or do that. I never thought I was able. Is that right?
You're pushing it.
Yeah. I mean, great to see the Y-Wings. I mean, they obviously look exactly like what they were supposed to in the movies. Interesting to know, too. Yeah, like they don't have... they don't have this... At least at this point in time, they don't have this endless supply of ships and supplies. There's this gather... What we see in episode 4...
It's all piecemeal.
It's all piecemeal together, correct.
All that stuff, yeah.
And I remember at some point, I think I even asked you, like... Because I was watching episode 5, because it was on TNT, they're on TNT now, for those you don't know. And I think everybody in the planet, when they turned on TNT, they just stopped it and let it go, right?
Oh, this is nice.
But even, at the end of that, end of episode 5, I was thinking they have all those medical freighters, and they have transports, and they have, Home One, and I was like... It's like, man, I wonder who donated all that stuff. It's like,
exactly.
Which we know in the expanded universe is the
Corellian.
It's called Corellian, the Corellian ships, basically. But it comes from Garmbella Bliss, which we have not heard is canon yet. I mean, he's got to be.
He's coming, man.
I mean, if you got Bail Organa still, I know, and he was. I mean, you got guys in the movies that obviously that makes a difference.
Yeah,
Mon Mothma and but see, that's the thing too about Mon Mothma. Like, she's not. Wait, was she in Rebels? Yeah, did they do Mom?
She was in Clone Wars.
She's in Clone Wars, true.
Don't think she's been in Rebels.
She's not been in Rebels. So, there's still that, which I'm assuming she comes to power or becomes the lead when the Alliance is formed. Because it sounds like you have her and then you have all these generals operating, right? General Jordana and General Riecken and all these guys down here. But it's interesting to. To be honest, that almost could be a good end point, is the formation of the alliance, actually.
For the show.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that seems like that's what it's leading to. I mean, Star Wars Rebels, and it's definitely, I think, leading to that. I mean, maybe we'll get the answer in Rogue One. Maybe we'll see Garm Bella Bliss in Rogue One.
Very true. Very true. Or at least referenced.
Yeah.
You know. Ooh, I wonder if they referenced Thrawn. Probably not.
I mean, it's like 3 years away separated from Darth Maul, from Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like,
yeah, actually, at this point, we know for a fact they're all three alive, right?
yeah, like how can you not?
Maul.
Yeah, it's crazy how close he is to the originals, to the original trilogy right now. Yeah,
the original trilogy. The show is.
How close alive Thrawn and Maul are to the original show movies. I'm trying to look up and make sure on the Wikipedia about Garm Bella Bliss, but no, he's still Legends.
Still Legends.
Hasn't popped up in any books or comics that we are not aware of.
Okay. So, obviously the show is going to continue on, and we are going to be looking at that second episode that's coming this weekend. I'm actually traveling to Disney tomorrow. So I'm actually going the heart of where Star Wars is now. But as I'm gone, I will think about everybody. But anyway, overall, how do you feel about episode 3 premiere or season 3 premiere?
I liked it a lot. I think it's, it didn't hit you in the face as much as the previous premieres have in the past, but especially season 2 with Darth Vader, because it's hard to top Darth Vader. Thrawn. I thought based off what we saw and the trailers for season 3 that we would have gotten a much more involved Thrawn. But it's just all setting up, and it was still a great episode. Mm-hmm. Ezra, for me, was the focus of it all. Ezra and Kanan's relationship, just seeing how far along he's come and how much Kanan has kind of retracted and come back at the end. So I'm very excited about how all this stuff will unfold, how Ezra will unfold, Thrawn will mess with the rebels, and Maul didn't even show himself in this at all. So, and we've already seen some clips with Maul, so I'm excited to see when that will happen and what chaos he's going to create.
Yeah, I agree with you. I liked it a lot. There was definitely a lot of questions that we just kind of worked through just now that were raised. And I 100% completely agree that I was more thrilled with the season 2 premiere. And I don't know if it was it obviously just wasn't Vader. I mean, it was Vader, but there was a lot of stuff going on in that episode that really took it a step further from season 1, right? And yes,
we also got Vader recognizing Ahsoka, right? In that episode?
No, that was
was it the next one? Or was that the premiere? Where he's like the Princess lives.
Oh yes, that is you're right. That's the end of the premiere.
Like that was
correct. That is exactly. You're like, what the heck?
I stood up from the couch. Like, what?
See, I saw that at Celebration months before, and I didn't tell you, right? I don't think I told you.
No.
And it's there wasn't that moment in this. Yeah, there wasn't that moment. Like again, like Thrawn was. I felt like he was just kind of. It just cut to a scene with him, and it felt like he was been in the show for all 3 seasons. It wasn't like an introduction. Like I thought Thrawn would have. But nonetheless, it was really good. Obviously, I'm going to watch the rest, every episode. But no, it was very good. So so go check out season 3 of Rebels. Now they moved to Saturday nights at 8:30. That's when this aired. So I think I mean the promo said next Saturday. So looks like Saturday nights are when we're getting Star Wars Rebels. Tune in there. It's on Disney XD, and right away it's on the app.
Yeah,
right after it airs. So if you need to wait,
and Rebels Recon's back as well.
Yes, it is. That's right. Rebels Recon is back. She's a little busy girl now these days. So check that out. Anything brief? I think one little news. You said one little news story coming out. That's significant.
Yeah.
We should mention.
Yeah, absolutely. So it basically has been revealed, leaked officially somewhat, that we will get a final Rogue One trailer. It will be attached to Doctor Strange when that comes out,
which is a month before the movie comes out, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much, but it might get a little earlier than that because this was leaked apparently during at some expo in Russia, some entertainment expo, where they're kind of like what we have like D23 here, like they're showing future Disney films in Russia, like glimpses, like they show Beauty and the Beast, Pirates, and they talk about Doctor Strange. And then this marketing director of the Russian subdivision of Walt Disney was talking about Doctor Strange, and then she started talking about Rogue One and discussing secrets and secrecy behind the film. But for some reason she did say that the final trailer for Rogue One will be attached to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange opens in Russia on October 28th. November 4th in the U.S. So we might get it as early as October 28th.
But either way, 1st November.
Definitely by November 4th. November 3rd if it shows a day early. So, which it most likely will. Which we'll be seeing it, probably.
Yeah, so that's only 13 days before it actually comes out. No,
or
a month in 13 days, right?
Yeah, like about a month and a half almost. So, very exciting. And then it says here in the article that I'm reading it's comparing it to the final trailer for Force Awakens, and that was October 19th. So it's close.
Oh, it was?
I think I don't know if they're counting the Japanese trailer.
Wait, is that October 19th?
Yeah, for Force Awakens.
Okay, yeah, that was right.
Yeah.
No, remember that was because the tickets went on sale right after that.
It was like Super Bowl.
Oh, dang. So was it
football?
It wasn't Super Bowl. It wasn't Super Bowl. It was Monday Night Football, I think.
Football game.
But
at the end of October.
Oh, what day is that? What
October 28th?
Yeah.
That is that's a Friday.
It's a Friday. Okay. I bet you. I would think they would do it sooner. I thought they were going to do it sooner, the pre-sales.
Yeah.
But that might be the trigger of it.
Yep.
Is because Doctor Strange is early November. Yeah. So anyway, big announcement there. So because we've been debating this whole time whether or not we think they were going to get anything else. Mm-hmm. I don't need to see anything else.
True.
I feel like they're going to inject more dark side in this, like the reason for Krennic and possibly more Vader. Mm-hmm. Where's Tarkin and all this, kind of thing. So, but anyway, we'll obviously keep you posted and keep following those stories and more. One thing I am going to do while I'm gone, I'm going to get caught up on the Star Wars comics because I got some travel time.
Yep.
So I will do that and make sure I know what's going on, especially the Poe Dameron series that's going on, and the Han Solo one, which is finishing out. I want to read those, so I want to make sure I'm up to speed on those. Okay, everybody, that will do it. We're going to kind of go ahead and bypass the canon stuff right now. We'll get back to that next week. Well, actually not next week because I won't be here.
We'll do a little break. Maybe I'll do something in between.
Big news comes up, I'm sure. I mean, I could even call if I had to, but I'll tell you what, I'll send you a bunch of photos from there, so maybe we can get those on the Twitter account, because I'm going to be tomorrow night. I am watching the Star Wars fireworks spectacular thing they're doing at Hollywood Studios. Tomorrow night, I will be watching that. Jeb told me
Facebook Live it or something like that.
Jeb told me I need to Facebook Live, so I probably will. So I will be looking for that tomorrow evening about 7:45, 8 o'clock when it starts.
Very good.
East Coast time.
On our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page. I will stream it there. All right, everybody. Of course, InsideTheForce.com is where you can follow us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or TuneIn Radio. Thanks for doing that. All the episodes are right there on the website, so if you want to listen as you have, just go check it out there. We're at Inside the Force on Twitter, Facebook. He's Cryptonian1138 on Twitter. I am DConningham21 on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, Inside the Force, to get all the latest Star Wars news as it's happening. I think that's all the stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. I guess no. Is there a quote?
Sure.
Oh yeah, always a quote. So,
Always.
For Casey Cooley.
I will tear the rebels apart piece by piece. They will be the architects of their own destruction.
Oh wow!
I can't do that awesome voice that he can. It's just such a good voice.
That's a good line too.
But it's a great quote. I love that line from the trailer and from and I always thought that maybe it was pieced together, but no, he actually said that full thing in the episode. Thrawn did. So first, it's a Thrawn quote, the official canon Thrawn quote.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. All right, guys, go. Well, if you haven't seen it, I was about to say go
listen to this.
Go watch season 3, but we just told you the whole story, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. It's definitely going to be a crazy season with just a ton of revelations, I feel like, and of course, there's some returning characters from Clone Wars that we're going to see. So,
and from the movies,
yeah. All right. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back very soon, either Casey or both of us here very soon with all the latest news of Star Wars. He's Casey.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm Dave, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.